So you stand by that this is a movie for babies?
I stand by that this is an okay movie.
I think it was pretty bad, to be honest. But I've never played the games or anything. You've played the tiny spit, so I
I
know
played
just a little
one
bit.
and watched a few MatPat videos. Thanks, MatPat.
Thanks, man, Pat. Whereas I've never played anything. I know that you're a security. I know the security camera feed changes, and that's the horror bit. But what I do know is that it's a jump scare thing. There's not many jump
That's what
scares
it
in
is.
this movie.
There's like
There's like
I think there's
three.
like 3. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Which is why I stand by it's not for babies. Because like for me, a baby horror movie is like nothing but jump scares. Jump scares are cheap, and they don't have to be violent. You don't have to like actually scare kids.
You don't have to change a rating if there's a jump scares, do you?
No, I mean, no, jump scares aren't actually what the rating is about. Like, because like you can show a puppet in a jump scare. They show, what's his name?
Balloon Boy?
Balloon Boy as the jump scare. That's not actually violence. If you show a dead body, you might be like, but the jump is the same.
Yeah.
Whereas if this was a baby movie, I found Mike's story pretty interesting. The whole like, I need to go into my dreams to find out who killed or who kidnapped my kid brother. But that's a different movie.
Yeah.
They weave it in a little bit because like this kid went missing, those other kids went missing, but that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
And it's like the same guy.
I really
it didn't have
feel
to be
like,
the same guy. The fact it's the same guy is probably more unlikely.
I really feel like at Blumhouse, this is a Blumhouse movie, by the way, so it means they made it for about $45. And
I
they
looked it up, it was 25 million.
They made $300 billion. So this movie's getting 50 sequels.
You're getting another one, yeah.
I think it's like they have a big stack of movies that like are just like they write whatever, and then they're like, all right, which one can we weave into this movie? I think it works well. So I thought that the whole his brother being kidnapped and then the other kids being kidnapped and murdered, and then it's like there's a crossover there. The likelihood of it being a thing,
Yeah, I don't think it's like you were
because
very
it happened
adamant.
in like Kansas or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, Nebraska.
Or maybe that's just the pine trees sent him back there. They never actually said, I guess. I thought it might just be maybe the trees. But anyway, I found that super interesting. But yeah, you were very, very angry and adamant at me that the movie doesn't need to be cerebral.
I was like, turn off your brain.
But I'm like, they made it too cerebral. They made it smarter than it needed to be.
When you watch The Expendables 4,
if they give it
is
like
your
a
brain
Freddy
on?
Krueger like dream plot, I can pick it apart.
Dude, this is a.
I think they got it confused. They
I
were
would say
like-
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
This
they
is a
got-
Friday the 13th.
They got Fazbear confused with Krueger, and they're like, it's
Nightmare on
Freddy,
Elm Street.
right? Dreams, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
But what annoys me about the dream plot mainly is that it's never resolved. The dreams don't solve anything.
I think there is, and again, I'm not MatPat, all right, and I'm not gonna do a bunch of lore diving, but I do believe there is a dream aspect in the game. Like you get between
Correct me.
nights in the first game, you see flashes, or you play as the kids getting away from the Purple Man, who was the original killer.
But that's also not what he does. He doesn't dream of the kids specifically. He was already dreaming. But like, yeah, if the dreams helped him solve the problem,
Yeah.
I think that was dumb. But I think they should have just gone jump scares. Just make it like Paranormal Activity, where Paranormal Activity isn't
When that little
scary.
ginger kid screamed at him in the dream, that got me. I was like, he's ginger. He probably has no friends.
He had 4. One of them was a girl. They should have either gone hardcore into the jump scares like Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity was one of the most popular movies when we were in early high school because it was just jump scares. And everyone's like, I went and saw the new Paranormal Activity, and like, you go see it with a girl, and the girl's like, oh no. And they're like, oh, you can hold my hand if you need to. It's fine. Like, that is what these little baby horror movies are for. Mainly, it's PG-13, so like bare minimum, a teenager is seeing this.
But I think,
sneak in.
and you did bring this up, it's like, I think they definitely should have gone all in, because the people who played FNAF are now our age.
Yes, that too. Yeah.
I know there is a very
FNAF
big,
old, man.
there is a very big 8-year-old autistic fan base. Yes, I've been to Comic Cons and Supernovas and conventions. You can't tell me I'm wrong. So it's like, I know they want to also cater to those kids who are going to probably see it, and so they have to like meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think they could have had fun and gone and done what the other animatronic movies did and be a bit more.
Well, the animatronics in it were barely in it. As in, like, there's not that many like the animatronics look incredible. Like Jim Henson Company.
I think this movie looked good.
Yeah, moment to moment, like the shots of just like the little girl like around the place aren't that great, but anything in Freddy's looks really nice.
Yeah.
Like they really take that 80s aesthetic to the brim, or like abandoned 80s. But the Jim Henson costumes look so fucking good. They at no point was I like, yes, a man in a costume doing the robot. My brain was just like, that is an animatronic person, and like maybe they did use maybe they did puppetry instead of putting someone in it, but it looked really good. Oh yeah, whatever song they sing on stage slaps.
Oh yeah,
like every time that came on, I'm like, oh, is this a horror movie? I'm busy just going, baby.
Yeah.
Like that was good. The music was nice. I enjoyed it. Yeah, they really did, like they bothered with the horror like the tiniest bit because the rapscallions come to muck up the place. So you get like
that
5
weird
minutes
group of people. Like this.
Yeah, you get 5 minutes of like a little bit violence, and then one chick's shadow gets chopped in half, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Like, but then we'd never do that again. So I was like, okay, the horror's now gone again.
We got like some slices and stuff, and some like off-camera slices.
And the weird cupcake. I don't know if he's probably in the games, I assume, but like
Chica holds him. Yeah.
he's never scary because like it's always like a hand when it comes at you. In movies, you're like, oh no, oh it's gonna get me. Like that's stupid. I wish more of it took place in the Freddy's, and they actually stick to the 5 nights.
You have to survive for 5 nights.
But
they get progressively
they're
harder
only there
every
for
night.
5 nights. But I think another thing that really takes away from the spooks is they start playing forts with Freddy and the gang.
That was weird.
Like
They become good at one point because they see him
they give them
fixing the place, and then they also, I think, when they meet
well, they don't kill Mike for some reason.
I
Before
think
they meet
it's
the
because
sister.
it's because they try to kill him. He gets the gash in his arm. They try to kill him, but I don't know why they don't follow through
I was
with
gonna
it.
say
He's
surely
sleeping.
they could have kept killing him.
But at that point, were they in his dream and maybe knew he had a sister? They don't really go into why they stopped trying to before he met.
But it appears the sister's been dreaming of them for a while.
Oh, they didn't kill him because Veronica showed up. Maybe.
But also then the dad just kills her later. Like she doesn't matter to him for some reason.
Yeah.
If anything, it might have been interesting if he put her in a suit, but she was just weird. And she makes that super snap decision. Do you remember when she's like, they're playing forts and she's like, this is the best day of my life.
Yeah.
And then they go at the back to look for tablecloths. And then the sister gets injured by touching electricity on the guitar that's electrified for some killing reason, probably.
It's an electric guitar.
Damn, you got me there. But then she's like, if you ever bring Abby back here, I'll fucking shoot you.
Yeah.
You little...
Vanessa, what do you think?
I think we could use the tables for the fort. You can do whatever you want with your own life, but if you ever bring Abby back here again, I will shoot you.
Like, she just threatens his life, and he's like, whoa, okay. And it's like, she just out of nowhere. Like, I guess she's traumatized.
Yeah.
Is that the past tense of trauma? Yeah, she's been traumatized. I guess maybe she would snap decision things, but it just felt weird in the moment.
What did you think about kind of everybody being related? Like, I know it's like because he got involved in Freddy's, but it's like the career counselor he just so happens to go to.
So that guy,
like,
so a murderer's day job is to sometimes hang out at Fazbear's, sometimes kill kids, and sometimes be a guidance counselor. It was just weird.
Yeah.
And it was also the only other character they introduced. So when they're like, oh, who is the murderer? And it's like, wow, I wonder. It's probably the one famous actor they got, Matthew Lillard.
But I liked him. I love Matthew Lillard.
I liked seeing him with a knife again, giving them screams, flashbacks.
But hold on, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
I thought that that the girl was gonna die. I thought the stab was gonna be like it. She's dying. We can't save her.
Yep.
But in the end, like they pick her up and she's like walking with them, kind of like she's like, oh.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and then
what?
she's just in hospital.
I thought they were gonna get her and put her in the girl animatronics body
To keep her alive.
and she would stay alive
and
because
she could play
would
with those
inhabit the
other
body.
kids forever.
Or like just exist forever, and then they could come back and play with her.
Instead,
Whatever.
they somehow kill Matthew Lillard by a cupcake tears off an inhibitor or something that then allows the built-in magnetic spring locks that they introduced earlier to dig into his flesh. And they're like, he was just trapped in there forever, and then the building fell on him. And then the ghost kid looked down at him like, pathetic. It was just very strange. Like, I think they should have just gone all in on jump scares. probably forget about Mike's thing, keep the sister and make him like, oh, I need this job for my sister. No matter how scary it gets, I have to live here. You could even have them like she does get kidnapped and that's why he has to keep searching for her, or like
he needs to go deeper.
He needs to defeat Freddy. I guess in the games you probably never kill Freddy, but you can't. Freddy should have done more things. I think there wasn't enough Fazbear in my Freddy's movie.
I feel like he kind of also played like a minor role compared to like even some of the other animatronics. Like we see Foxy a lot.
It was at least equal, I guess.
Yeah, but I feel like it's Freddy, baby.
It's like, it's his movie. It's his place. But the weird thing is, so it's Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. So they spend 5 nights there. But the problem is daytime happens in real life. In the game, I assume it's always nighttime.
It's just, it's always the next night.
So yeah, for Mike, he also has a day-to-day, which ends up being more than half the movie because daytime is as long as nighttime.
Yeah, it's an hour 50 movie, and I feel like an hour of it is during the day.
Even though he would sleep during the day probably, but it seems like this man never gets, I guess he's sleeping on the job most of the time, which also makes the movie less exciting. Instead of making him have to investigate anything or figure out anything off his own, the man just falls asleep and ghost children kind of tell him what happened. And then the cop comes and tells him what happened, Officer Cutie. So there's no real reason for... He doesn't investigate. He doesn't really find anything out organically in the world. Like, he's not looking at some of the drawings and figures something out. He doesn't figure out about the yellow rabbit is a murderer. Through that, it's kind of just like, oh, all these ghost kids, and there was a yellow man. And then the cop is like, yeah, the yellow rabbit killed people. It's just... It seems like a waste.
Yeah, it's like they wanted to add so much like human aspect into it. They kind of rushed some of the other.
When we don't care,
like,
we wanted trash horror.
I wanted an hour and a half of Freddy.
Yeah.
Also, I would have loved a lot of him looking at the cameras and being like,
yeah,
where did that one go? And not show them move even for a little bit.
Yeah.
And just have them be in different rooms. Like, you know that scene in I Am Legend? It's done with mannequins where he's like, what the hell are you doing, Fred? Because the mannequin is like in a different spot.
What the hell are you doing out here, Fred? What the hell are you... No! No! No!
Imagine
and you think he's insane,
literally
but it's
losing
actually,
his mind because they're moving around. He's like, "What's happening?
Yeah,
are people breaking in and pranking
They could have
him?
give Mike schizophrenia.
Have the tablets be schizophrenia tablets instead of sleeping tablets.
Because then he's thinking he's
away
crazy.
The tablets to go deeper in the dream, you know. And
even that, I was just thinking he thinks he's crazy, and no one believes him that the Fazbears are alive, but turns out they are alive. So then he's kind of dealing with like his own brain.
Imagine this is the story. He sees a big bunny kidnap his brother. So from a young age, he's on schizophrenia medication.
Right.
And then he finally comes off the medication to solve this problem.
And turns out he wasn't crazy. A big bunny actually took his brother.
And that's how he bonds with Officer Cutie. Because either she went through the same thing or and he meets her in a psych ward.
It's her dad.
He's my father.
Or it's her dad.
Yeah. And she does play crazy pretty good because she's from the show Legion, where she's actually an insane asylum patient. So, like, it would have worked pretty well.
I thought this movie was okay.
I think it was pretty trash, but it's going to get name recognition money anyway. So I at least hope in the second movie, maybe we can go more bigger. Interesting now that they know they can make money. But I'm hoping movie 1 didn't ruin anything for everyone else. But I was so bored throughout most of this movie, especially because it was daytime for most of this movie.
Yeah.
And I did not give a shit. I was like, every now and then I was like, oh, interesting. But the interesting plot of his dream sequence, brother finding, belongs in another movie and took a backseat in this one because they had to forget about it when they were like, shit, we need to do more Freddy Fazbear stuff.
Yeah.
But I will never watch it again.
Yeah. Closing note. I've seen so much Freddy Fazbear Rule 34 at like conventions and stuff. Like the artists who do like sexy Freddy, just or sexy, put up sexy superstar Freddy. I've just seen so much of it. I couldn't help looking at them and being like,
why does this bear want to fuck me?
Watch this movie at least once.
Nah.